Yes, I am going to find a lobster in the desert. Now, whenever I tell people about this idea, they go, that's impossible. How are you going to find a lobster in the desert? Well, I don't know. There is no fucking way that one single lobster has never gone in the desert before. It's impossible. What are the chances that there is a lobster in the desert, dead or alive? I don't know. But somewhere, somehow, don't ask me to explain, I don't know how, there is a lobster in the desert. And so this is going to be a multi-part series. Remember in the many videos video where I did like a list of 10 ideas a day and stuff like that? Well, I haven't done that in quite a bit, so I'm going to do that really quick, and you'll join me for that. What's in Minecraft? All right, I think I'm done. There we go. Yay. Time to move on to lobster in the desert. Now, I've done essentially no research on this. I really quickly looked up if there's like any desert lobsters a while back. Nothing showed up. Let me show you. Lobster in the desert. If porn shows up, if porn just randomly shows up in the search bar, that's not my fault. It's not my fault. Desert lobster. Whoa, that's definitely a lobster. Wait a second. All right, so what we're learning here is that lobsters like to journey. Lobsters are sort of nomads. Of the crustacean community, these are definitely the most nomadic, which is good for us. How a group of Google burners shipped live lobsters. Oh, they shipped them? What the well, hey. There's a lobster in the desert. Even if the lobster itself wasn't dumb enough to somehow walk across the planet out of the ocean into a desert, there's definitely at least a person dumb enough to grab a lobster and just accidentally leave them in the desert. They didn't make it out alive. I don't care if they're alive. $139 to ship 8 to 10 lobsters to California, he said, adding most live lobster shipments can cost anywhere from 1 ton to blah, blah, blah. How did someone make a full article about 8 lobsters? This is the most useless article to anyone else in the world besides me. Who would read this besides me? Soft-shelled lobsters. Interesting. All right. Remember this, folks. If we find a lobster in the desert, there is a 98% chance it is hard shell, not soft shell. So we're looking for a hard shell crab, which was probably shipped to some Google burners. Lobsters in Tucson desert. Shut up. I live next to Tucson. Fucking ad. God damn it. But that's so misleading. Lobsters in Tucson desert. ... Really? That makes you think it's not supposed to be there. They fucking ordered it for a fucking dine out. What's the lobster landing fundraising event? It doesn't exist. Whoa! What the fuck? What? Killer Africanized giant fighting desert lobster. That's its full name! Lobster strikes fear in heart of this diver. He's currently experiencing a humorous heart attack from all the fear clogging his arteries. Dude, that guy's dead. This picture was taken seconds after the oxygen stopped flowing to his brain. He's in the middle of falling right now. Is there something in our DNA that makes humans gravitate towards desert lobsters? Because I'm not the only one who's been taken by this curiosity of desert lobsters. See, I'm not even going to open this. That's in quotes. I don't want a quoted, like, it looks like it's a desert lobster. No, I want a desert this. A desert that. a desert this, a desert one of those, a desert two of these, a desert five of these, a desert eight of... I need to look up different lobster species. Alright, this is a fair few. They can live up to 24 hours out of the water if cared for properly. Alright. Thought experiment. If a lobster walked out of the Pacific Ocean in California and ran as fast as it could it make it to the Arizona desert in 24 hours? How fast can lobsters run? Guys, lobsters can run at 11 miles per hour. 11 times 24 hours. That's 264 miles. They can go that far. This is 60 to 80 miles away. I need a desert that is right next to the ocean. That is what I need. Because what is most likely is that a lobster at some point will die, then get washed up on shore. And the shore is the desert. Now, this is a good question. Are lobsters immortal? Because if they are, then we might be able to find an alive lobster in the desert that's been there for longer than 24 hours. Now, this is also interesting. Are lobsters terrifying immortal beings? Sort of like a god. Because if they are, then I might want to reconsider looking for them in the desert because I don't want to disturb their divine slumber. Look at this. This is the actual picture. The right above it is, holy fuck! That kid would die if it was that big. This kid's still gonna die, though. Australis, a.k.a. land lobster. This is a stick bug. People keep calling things lobsters when they hardly even resemble them. If you're going to call something a lobster, at least make sure they have claws, because that's like the most iconic part of a lobster. Guys, look at Africa. Look at that. Africa is like 1000% desert. Guys, I think if we're going to find a desert lobster, it's going to be in Africa. Fishing area 34. Norway lobster. This is important. There we go. So, Dryocilius australis. Interesting. All right. What is this? These are skinny little fuckers, but they look tasty. That is a lobster. That is 100% a lobster. Has everything. Has the claws, has the legs, has the color. That is a lobster. All right. Oh my god, there's a lobster font. Oh yeah. I think that is the research ever. I think that's all the research we're going to do right now. Because this is a thinking man's problem. Because the world's pretty big. The desert is pretty big. And finding a lobster in the desert is no easy task. So, do you have any knowledge on lobsters? Any knowledge on ways they could possibly make it into the desert besides just being stupid? Some of you may be going, why are you looking for a lobster in the desert? This is absurd. Check this out. Jesus Christy. So next time you're doubting me, next time you're doubting why I'm doing this, just know I'm on a mission from God. Ugh. That's that video. That is a video. Ah, man. Finding a lobster in the desert. The concept is it's almost existential. "81% liked this book."